This is going to be the biggest haul I have ever shown you guys. What is up, best ones worldwide? It's the best one, Donnie here, back with a massive wrestling autograph haul. Because over the weekend, I went to the big event New York, which if you guys want to go check that vlog out, it is up on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. If you're not a best one yet already and you're into wrestling figures, Funko Pops, Nickelodeon, late 90s, 2000s, or basketball, and you want to watch me rebuild my collection or live my nostalgic memories with me, recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, because of course you already know, the grind is real. And man, let me tell you, we got a lot of figures to show you guys. A lot of 8x10s. Man, I went crazy this weekend for Big Event New York. I'm going to show you all the cool things that we picked up, that we got signed. And this cost me a lot of money. So if you guys can smash that like button and subscribe, it will really help the channel grow. But with that being said, let's get it. The grind is real. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with all the 8x10s that we got here, including the Pro Photo Ops as well. And our first one, I'm going to show off one of my favorite ones that I got, one of my favorite things I got done during the day. We have the Big Event New York Pro Photo Op here with Lawrence Taylor, New York Giant legend, NFL Hall of Famer. There's me and my dad with LT. And this really means a lot to me because my dad, he grew up being a Giants fan, and same with my papa, who's unfortunately not here with us. He was the biggest Lawrence Taylor fan. So the fact that I got to do this experience with my dad, to me, like, really meant a lot. And he was very surprised, like, when I asked him to do this with me. So I'm very excited to have this here, like, one of my biggest highlights of the weekend. And I'm definitely going to be framing this, putting this somewhere in the studio. But now let's kind of like fly through like all the 8x10s we have here, because we met a lot of people. And you guys all know I love to collect my 8x10s, even though I probably should have just done like a WWE encyclopedia. But yeah, I'm a maniac. I love having my 8x10s. And starting off, we have Simon Miller from Woke Culture here, and he was wicked cool to me. I ended up giving him a We Are Wrestling business card. Hopefully eventually, like, We Are Wrestling, we can get to that point where we can do a collaboration with him. That'd be so cool, but very, like, inspirational, some of the stuff he was telling me. Valets during the ECW time. I believe her name was Kimona. I can't really pronounce her name, but she was wicked cool. So I ended up getting this 8x10 with her and Raven. And I thought that was like a rare appearance, so I couldn't miss that. Then I also got to meet AEW woman star Queen Adamata. And she's wicked nice. She's somebody who right now is building her stock up in AEW. And I can see her winning the TBS championship eventually. So that was wicked cool. And then I got to meet Vita Van as well. She's been doing a lot of matches for the Ring of Honor brand. So she was pretty cool as well. And I think that she's probably going to be getting signed like any day now from AEW. Then we do have Team Angle here. We have Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, the world's greatest tag team. And I always loved like these 8x10s, like where they have like the name and they got the old WWE logo on the side. I love these 8x10s. I never pass on those whenever I get the opportunity. Then, because there was like some bundle deal going on with Team Angle, I also ended up getting a Kurt Angle signature. And Kurt Angle's always been wicked nice. I've always had great experiences with him. So our next 8x10, we do have one of my favorite United States champions, MVP. He was wicked cool. Somebody that I really enjoyed his work a lot in the WWE. Very happy that he got an AEW deal, but we got that there. And here's my pro photo op with Paul Heyman. And he was wicked awesome to me. Like, I'm so happy, like, I was able to get this once-in-a-lifetime, like, opportunity. He's somebody who I have loved, like, throughout my entire life of being a pro wrestling fan. So to finally meet him, like, this was a wicked cool moment. And I don't know what it is. I'm pretty good with these pro photo ops. I'm pretty good at them. Then, we also got the opportunity to meet Victoria as well. I told her I cannot wait until we get a WWE figure of her, so I can get that signed eventually. But really cool to have an 8x10 of her. Then we do have Bobby Lashley as well, which I met him a while back, like back in 2012 at Big Time Wrestling. And all my autographs from that event all got damaged from a flood that happened in my basement. So I'm very happy to finally have like a new Bobby Lashley autograph, and it looks a lot better with the paint marker. There we go. We got Paul Heyman as well, which I like this because it has like all the different like Paul Heymans from like all the different eras. I think that that's so cool. He wasn't doing personalizing because like he had to make the line go through, so that was unfortunate. We also met ECW guy, Steve Corino. He was really nice. And then Jerry fucking Lynn, man. One of the first people I met at the event. And he was pretty awesome as well. Somebody who's very underrated in my opinion. Then I also do have this Blu-ray here of Paul Heyman, one of his documentaries. But unfortunately my paint marker shit the bed on this. So I'm not happy about that. But I'm obviously going to still keep it and display it. But I thought that this would be a really unique item for him to sign because I don't think a lot of wrestlers are signing like DVD or like Blu-ray covers. So I thought that was cool. And Heyman doesn't have a lot of things either to get signed. Let's see here. We got more 8x10s in the folder. And we do have APA here, Bradshaw and Farouk, which shout out to the vendor that brought in APA because I actually got this for free. And I don't know how I was able to get this for free. But probably because I was waiting a while Ric Flair and Lawrence Taylor were shooting the shit with APA. So I think the vendor, he felt bad I was waiting a while. But hey, I got this free, so I'm really happy about that. Then we also got the Steiner brothers as well. A very iconic tag team in like the early 90s. Then I also got to meet the librarian, Leva Bates. She was really nice. She was telling me like the backstory behind this photo here that she took before they made the announcement for going on TNT for AEW. And this was also like really reasonable too. And then we also got to meet America's Most Wanted Wildcat Chris Harris and the Cowboy James Storm. Very iconic tag team in the early TNA days. Also got to meet Savio Vega finally. I feel like he comes to my area he comes to my area a lot. But I just never, ever got the opportunity to bump into him or meet him. So I definitely took advantage of that. Then I was happy to find this 8x10. I got to meet Adam Pac-Man Jones. He was the cornerback for the Cincinnati Bengals through most of his NFL career. But he had a stint in TNA. So I really do like that. Him and R-Truth, TNA Tag Champs. Then we also got Ivory here, and I decided to go with the Rights to Censor 8x10 because I love the Rights to Censor. I thought it was a great like faction during its time. I know the Godfather hates it, but she was telling me how much like she really enjoyed that. She was very nice. Then we also got to meet Jacqueline as well, and I congratulated her on her Legends contract. Hopefully she ends up getting a figure pretty soon. And then this guy I've been waiting to meet for a very long time, and that is Marvelous Mark Miro. And I loved him during like the Attitude Era. He's somebody that I would love to get like a figure of. Then we do have WCW guy. This was a rare appearance here. We got Alex Wright. I didn't want to miss out on this opportunity. He was around like in like the later like years of WCW there. Really good 8x10. Then we do have Cameron Grimes as well, to the moon. Congratulated him on all of his success because I've been following him going all the way back to Impact Wrestling. Then we also ended up getting Xia Li. I think that's how you say her name. She was wicked nice, and she's somebody that I'm definitely considering like bringing on my We Are Wrestling podcast. But she was really nice. Had to go with that 8x10. And then we also got to meet Commander. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name there. But he was with Apollo Crews like during the Thunderdome era. So ended up meeting him. He was really cool. And then we also got to meet Aaliyah, former WWE Women's Tag Champion. and she was also wicked cool. Then I also got to meet one of the worst wrestlers, Satnam Singh, but man, he was really freaking awesome. Like, he was somebody that I felt like I could just talk to like a normal person, and he is huge. Then I also got to meet the wrestler, Shibata, one of Ricky Knows Best's favorite wrestlers there. Ricky, he's one of my co-hosts on the We Are Wrestling podcast. He does a lot for my We Are Wrestling content, but he loves Shibata, so I was excited to meet him because of how much Ricky likes him. Then I also got to meet Brody King as well, part of the House of Black, and I'm surprised I never got the opportunity to meet him because he did a lot of stuff in the early days with Blitzkrieg Pro, where We Are Wrestling. We do sponsor a lot of matches, and we're usually at all the shows, and I've been going to Blitzkrieg since day one, and I'm surprised I never met Brody King, but I had a lot of stuff to get signed from him, so like, yeah, you guys are going to see in just a moment. Then I also got to meet the Inspiration, the Iconics. I got to meet Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, and this is like the only wrestling photo they had of them, because a lot of the times, like the women wrestlers, they like to have a lot of their modeled pictures. For me, I like to have more of like the wrestling photos like in my collection. Boring! But there it is, we have them with the Impact Tag titles. I wish we had like a WWE 8x10 though. And finally, the last 8x10 we got, Prince Nana. He was wicked cool. And I'm seeing some of my buddies, they ended up doing like the dance with him. I should have asked them, but it is what it is. I'm sure I will be meeting him again, but I might as well share this news while I have this 8x10 in my hand. I don't know if this has hit any wrestling figure news sites or whatever, but apparently Prince Nana is going to be a part of an Amazon exclusive 2-pack in 2025 with Swerve. So that is something definitely to look forward to, because I asked him, like, when are we going to get a Jazzware figure of you? And he said, I haven't told anybody this, but it's in the works. So I'm very excited about getting a Prince Nana figure eventually for my collection. So that is it for all the 8x10s and my pro photo ops that I got done. So now, let's show you all the wrestling figures that we got signed. And before I do show you all the figures that we got signed, I do get asked a lot, like, how are you able to get all of these done? How are you able to afford it? This and that. And just to keep things short, not all my income is from Google and YouTube. I actually do have a shoot job that I work full time on top of running 2 YouTube channels, and I also do investments as well, which does help me a lot, and it's all about balancing too. So like with a lot of these, I have them already, the figures I already have in my collection, and I just try to budget it. So when I get a paycheck or something, I usually will put a certain amount of money to the side, and I try to pay the stuff through time. Because usually with a big event, one good thing is they announce like when their event is going to be. So I always end up like preparing for that, which is why I'm able to spend all of this friggin' money like during these conventions and Comic-Cons and stuff. You just have to be smart with your money, and you also have to work hard as well. That's very important. But let's get into some of the cool things that I end up getting signed, because that's what you guys are here for. Starting things off here, I cannot believe I have this completed. We got MJF to sign my Blood and Guts figure, and I couldn't believe it. He was actually somewhat nice to me. I was hoping he was going to be more of a dickhead to me, but hey, he probably watches the videos. He is a We Are Wrestling maniac. He admitted it. So he knows how much I put him over, so he probably did that. But he did drew an X on CM Punk's face, so I thought that was actually kind of funny there. So there's that. I am so happy I got this completed. Plus, I have it PSA'd, which the CM Punk one is JSA'd, so I had to make sure I got these locked in, getting the PSA and like the JSA on them, so that everybody knows that these are legit, because it is hard to get CM Punk signatures. So I'm proud to be like one of the few that actually have both of these completed. So I'm excited about that. Let's see here. This is going to be all over the place, guys, so bear with me, because there's a lot of stuff we got to show you. And our first figure we have here is an old BCA Mark Miro here, which is really cool. Like, I love like the red paint marker on here. And like, this is something that like I forgot I even had. I think I bought this at like one of the older wrestling classics that I was a vendor of. And I just found it when I was going through my stuff, and I said, well, might as well just get it signed by Mark Miro, because I loved his run in WWF. at the time, and especially like the Marvelous character here. But here it is, man. We got Mark Miro. Very excited about this one here. Really cool. And then another figure, like I found this at Time Warp, which you guys will see the toy hunt pretty soon here on the channel, which I feel like you guys are really going to enjoy this toy hunt. I went on my birthday, and it was just so much fun. And I actually ended up finding this Gene Snitsky figure here, and it wasn't my fault, and he signed it. I wish I had like a better paint marker at the time, but after like the whole Paul Heyman incident, like now I need to like go through my paint markers and figure out which ones are good, which ones are bad. So I wasn't taking the chance on anything. But here it is, man. We got Gene Snitsky here. That's really cool. He was somebody that me and my dad really enjoyed. Alrighty, and we also do have this Elite 104 Rick Steiner here, because I got the opportunity to meet the Steiner brothers, so I thought that it'd be really cool to get it would be really cool to get like a figure of his, because I am a huge fan of the Steiner brothers, especially his son Braun Breaker right now. So there it is. We got Rick Steiner here. Really good and very reasonably priced figure as well. And might as well grab both of these because they are a tag team. So I ended up getting Peyton Royce. I got one of her Elite figures signed here. And also Billy Kay as well, which I do got to give a shout out to Tommy from the Fig Cave for giving me a bunch of these ringside collectible protectors, because I was running low and ringside doesn't have any of these anymore. So I am happy because I can actually display these and I don't have to wait. So there it is. We got Billy Kay here and Peyton Royce. I actually really do like the pink paint marker. I feel like it really does stand out on these figures, and they were really nice. So I'm excited about having those in the collection. Let's see, what else do we have here? Whoa, this one, I couldn't believe my meet and greet experience with him. We got JBL's Ruthless Aggression figure here, and I was going to get my Legends APA figure signed, but I figured I'm going to be going to the Wrestling Classic this Saturday, so I might as well just get that one signed by Farouk, because it will be less expensive. And JBL is going to be coming to Springfield in May of 2025, so I'm going to get the Brashaw one signed. But I couldn't believe my meet and greet experience with JBL, because a lot of people say he's a dickhead, he's an asshole, he's a bully, this and that. Everybody has like nightmares with their meet and greet experiences with him. I caught him during a good time, I guess. And probably that's because I had to wait for him, Farouk, to talk to Ric Flair and Lawrence Taylor. So I am really happy I caught him on a good day, because it was one of my better experiences today, believe it or not. But there it is. We got the Ruthless Aggression JBL, which I do try to collect all these mint on card, and I am trying to get them signed for the most part, except for like The Rock and Undertaker, because those are going to be impossible. Probably John Cena will be impossible too, but yeah, we pretty much have a really good collection going with the Ruthless Aggression, so I had to get the JBL signed, just in case he cancels in May. Then, or I'm going to save that for last. Let's see what other figures we have here. And our next figure we have here, we got Rick Steiner, so of course we had to get Scott Steiner, and I made sure he signed on the window. I hate this packaging so much, so I don't know like how long I'm going to keep this figure for, because I really hate the packaging on these like newer Elite figures. At least with the Monday Night Wars and like the pay-per-view stuff, at least they have designs going on in the box. This is just plain and boring. But there it is. We got Scott Steiner, and at least mine's not destroyed, unlike Cam's. But there it is there. We got Scott Steiner. Let's see here. Now let's get into our tote here, full of figures we got signed. We got a Royal Rumble, like Ruthless Aggression style, Bobby Lashley here with the ECW Championship. Bobby Lashley is like one of my favorite wrestlers during the Thunderdome era. Like, I really enjoyed the Hurt Business so much. So I ended up doing like a VIP thing for Lashley, which a lot of the times too, that's another thing about budgeting. Like the VIPs, you actually do save a lot of money. Like with Stacy Cabler, like when I paid like I think it was like over $500 for her, I ended up flipping some of those things that she signed, because I didn't need to keep everything in my collection. And believe it or not, I was able to actually make my money back, and I made a little bit of a profit off of it. But there it is. We got Bobby Lashley here. And through time, like these like things are investments as well. That's something that a lot of people forget too. Oh, whoa, we don't want those to fall. So, moving on now, we have Brody King's AEW Chase figure here, 1 of 3,000. I love the way his signature looks like on these figures, so I'm really happy like I ended up getting all my Brody figures signed. So there's that there. Number 1 in Violence. Like, I love like the inscriptives that he put on each of the figures. So there's that. I love that Chase Brody King. I got that for a really good deal. And let's see here. What else do we have? We got Bobby Lashley here. We got the WWE Elite Series 89. One of my favorite Bobby Lashley figures that came out. This is around the time when he won the WWE Championship. And, man, I loved this Bobby Lashley during this time. Like, he was unstoppable. He was a beast. So I'm very excited to have that figure signed. And that is before we got the horrible packaging, too. And we do got another Brody King figure here. This is the Walmart exclusive. And he wrote on here, Just Violence, and signed it. So I think that that is wicked cool here. I do apologize for like all the glaring that's going on here. I'm trying my best to show you guys what these are. And then we got another Brody King. This is the regular one from the AEW Unmatched Series 9, which I really love like the green paint marker on this. And this one says, "The house always wins." Like, he has some really cool inscriptives on these figures, I must say. I'm very impressed. And speaking of Brody King, might as well end this off because at Rhode Island Comic-Con, I got the Darby figure signed, which if you guys haven't checked out that haul video, or that vlog, highly recommend checking it out. But we finally got this completed here. We got Brody King as well, and he said, "Life is hard, be harder." And this is a really cool piece here. Like, I should have done the same thing. Like, I had the plans of doing the same thing as Darby, but I love the way the green paint marker was standing out, so that's what we went with. So we do have this completed now, which is awesome. I can actually show these off, so I do want to give a shout out to High Spots because they gave me an insane deal on these Young Bucks. And I wasn't expecting to, because normally I don't buy autographed figures, but these ones were already JSA'd, and I feel like I'm never going to be seeing the Young Bucks again, but I already met them technically, so I don't have to technically get my stuff signed in my rules. But here it is, we got Nick and Matt Jackson, the original figures from Series 1, and I'm just ready to complete these already. Like, I have Jericho, I have Cody, I already met Kenny, so I could actually buy the Kenny Omega one, and I've already met Brandy, so I am going to try to be complete on Series 1 signed. So there it is, man. We got Nick Jackson, and we got Matt Jackson, and I believe I paid, like, only $100 for the both of these, which is insane. Like, High Spots is goated when it comes to, like, autographed figures and stuff. But we ended up getting this Sandman done. I'm not happy about the price I paid, but very excited to have this in my collection here. And one I'm probably not going to get rid of because when I went to Blitzkrieg earlier this year, like, we had a really awesome experience with the Sandman. So I am just excited to add this to the collection, and I'm glad like he's finally getting some WWE figures. It's about time. Let's put that down. Let's see. Moving on now to our next guy that we have here. We got another Ruthless Aggression figure. We got MVP here to add to the collection. And he was just wicked cool. He was somebody I really enjoyed. And I talked to him about, like, his debut. I loved, like, the inflatable thing that he came out of. And, like, he was, like, telling me, like, a story about that, which was cool. But there it is, man. We got MVP. And I love these Ruthless Aggressions. Like, I'm kind of happy they ended them, but at the same time, I'm not happy because they were great figures. I love the packaging and everything. But I do like that it's done because now I can actually try to complete the collection. Alright, moving on now to our next figure here. We have another Blood and Guts. We got Thunder Rosa here. And I should have had her right a little bit bigger. Like, she had so much window space. Like, she's trying to treat this like it's like an Elite, one of the newer Elite boxes. But I'm very excited to have this one signed because I already do have Britt Baker. We have Darby and Brody. We got MJF and CM Punk. Our Blood and Guts collection is coming, like, together really well. But there it is, man. We got Thunder Rosa. I ended up getting a WWE Jax Box Limited Victoria figure signed here. And at the last big event in New York, I ended up getting a lot of these signed. I got Stacy, Tori, Mickey, Dawn Marie. Am I missing anybody? Oh yeah, and then at the Wrestling Classic, I got Christy Hemme. So now we have Victoria. I just have to go to Katana's website, and I actually do have to get a protector for this so I can hang it up on the wall. I got a perfect spot for this, so I'm excited to add this to the collection. And Victoria and I might be having her on the podcast pretty soon, but nothing is 100% confirmed just yet. But she was really cool, and I got to talk to her for a little while, and I could tell she cares about her fans a lot. But there it is, man. We got Victoria. Then, moving on, we do have another Thunder Rosa figure. This is the 1 of 5,000 Chase. And I actually really do like the blue here to go with it. But I think the white would have looked a little bit better. But it is what it is. I'm just very excited to finally add Thunder Rosa signatures to my collection. Because I feel like every time I go to a convention or something, she always gets pulled. So I had to take advantage of the opportunity here while she was at the big event. So I did take advantage of that. Let's see. What else do we have here? We're going to save that for last. We're going to save that for last, because you always got to save the best. And then we do have our regular Thunder Rosa figure here. This is from AEW Unrivaled Series 9. Really cool figure here. I actually do like the white paint marker on this one. But her signature is definitely not a good one. I feel like, oh man, there's so many better signatures than this. But I'm just happy to have this done, so there's that. Let's see. Moving on now to our next figure, we have AEW Unmatched Series 7. And this is the Wolverine-inspired gear, so I had to go with the yellow, of course. And this is probably the best-looking one out of all of them when it comes to signatures. But I could not find the Chase. So I am very sad that I couldn't find it. But I'll probably end up, finding it, and hopefully I can find one that's already signed that is JSA approved. But there it is here. We got Thunder Rosa in the Wolverine-inspired gear. And oh yeah, there we go. We're getting down to the wire now. So I also ended up getting another AEW Chase figure signed. This is a 1 of 5,000. She should have been in the regular line, but she wasn't. We got the bunny, Allie, and she actually remembered me from last time at Big Event, which was back in March. And her figure just came out. Nobody could find it. And I was so disappointed. And I told her, I said, if you come back around, I am going to try to get this figure for a reasonable price, and I'm going to get this signed. And I finally did. And, she is just wicked cool, and I keep telling her, we need to get the Butcher and the Blade here, because I would love to meet them again, because I had an awesome experience with them years ago at, a wrestling, it was, some Comic-Con, or I think it was Kineticon, and they were just wicked awesome, and that was before they had their figures. But, moving on now to our next figure we have here, we got the 1 of 1,000. This is a Grail figure. I got this for Christmas last year, so I'm happy to finally have this signed by the GOAT himself, MJF there. Oh yeah, looks really good. I should have done the pink paint marker on this one. That's one regret I do have here, but you know how it is with MJF. You gotta be careful with what you say, what you do. And I am on his good side because I praise him, so I'm glad he was able to sign these and he didn't throw them off the table. But there it is here. We got the 1 of 1,000 MJF. That's probably my favorite MJF figure. And then, speaking of MJF, we got more figures of his here. And our first one is the Devil MJF here, which is really cool. I love this figure. This looks great. And he's got the AEW poker chip going on. So there it is. We got the Devil himself, the greatest of all time. And then, of course, I had to get the Chase signed as well. 1 of 5,000. And the head sculpt on this MJF is, I think, the best one so far with AEW Jazzware. Looks just like him. Great figure overall. And I actually like the white paint marker on this one because of the Devil's mask. So I think that looks really cool. We're going to put that to the side. And now, we had to save the best for last, and that is my Paul Heyman figures. The first item we have here, which I do think I am going to be selling, is my Funko Paul Heyman figure here. And I actually really do like the red paint marker on this one. I'm probably going to keep this for a little while in my collection, but I will sell this eventually to try to make some of the money back from Paul Heyman. So there's that GameStop exclusive, which I got this Funko Pop for free, a part of the VIP package that I paid for Heyman. And then, ooh, I couldn't believe I found these because Ringside Collectibles, they didn't bring my package on time. So I ended up picking up 2 of these, and we got the Vault Paul Heyman here. And I don't know which one I'm going to keep because I ended up getting 2 of these signed. They are both PSA'd because one of these I am going to be selling and the other one I am going to be keeping. And from the looks of it here, I feel like I might be keeping the blue. I actually really like the blue a lot. So, yeah, we're going to probably end up selling one of these to make our money back, but the other one we're totally keeping in the collection. And I got to find a really good spot for this because we're running out of space here in the studio. Alright, and finally, last but not least, when it comes to signatured figures, we got the WWE Legends Series 18 Paul Lee Dangerously. And this just looks so freaking good. And this is like one of the harder figures to find. I felt like this never hit retail. So the fact that I have this signed in the package, and I also have one that's loose as well, that is awesome. I'm so happy to have, like, I'm really excited that, like, I was able to get Paul Heyman done. Like, I love that the big event brings in big names like him, Stacy Keibler, and, like, Rhea Ripley. So, like, I love that they do that. Like, if it wasn't for that, like, this would be impossible. Because I'm not one of those guys that likes to buy the signatures, like, on the websites of people who I haven't met. And so far, like, I have a really decent collection of these Legend figures that are in this packaging here, autographs. So to have Heyman and, like, Edge, I think is just wicked awesome, which I can't wait to show you guys the room tour for the first video of the new year. Ooh, I do have one more figure to show you guys that I totally forgot about. And honestly, this might be one of the best pieces that I do have. So, here it is, guys. Ooh, woo! We got this in the package from AEW Jazzware Vaults. And we got Jerry Lynn to sign this. And not only did we get him to sign this, this is the first one he has ever signed. So I am really excited. So I had to have him put first signing. So I am so happy here to have this Jerry Lynn in the collection. Now I just have to really find a way to track down Nigel McGuinness, because I think that this would be just a really cool, like, 2-pack piece to have signed. But the fact that this is the first Jerry Lynn, like, figure to get signed, I'm so happy. And last November, I got my Hook figure, which is right here. Which, if you guys haven't checked that video out, highly recommend it. And this was the first signed right here as well. So the fact that we got Hook and we have Jerry Lynn, I think that that is really freaking awesome. Like, whenever you get the opportunity to, like, get a figure that's never been signed before, you have to have them put the inscriptive there. And Jerry Lynn was, like, shocked to even see this figure. So that is a huge W here, getting this signed. So that is everything I got. Now I gotta take the time to find places to put all these figures, because we are running out of space, which next year I am hoping to get the other room done and expand the studio. But let me know in the comment section below your favorite item that I got signed, favorite premium item. I actually ended up getting a couple more things as well from, like, different vendors and stuff. You guys will be seeing those figures probably in, like, random Jacks, random Mattel. Like, I have a lot of videos lined up because now I am going to be just chilling, because now I got Christmas coming up. I gotta save some money for the holidays for my loved ones, and I need to get my money back up because I spent a lot of money here. But if you guys enjoyed the haul, the biggest haul so far on the channel, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a best one yet already, recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Really helps the channel grow. And when I tell you guys, we have stacked videos lined up, we really do. There's a lot of packages coming in from Ringside Collectibles. There's a lot of friggin' different things that we've been picking up. So there's going to be a bunch of videos just coming out of nowhere. We're going to be ending the year very, very strong. And the fact that, like, I have been keeping some of these packages to the side just so we have content for the rest of the year feels good while I get that buddy back up. Links down in the description below if you guys want to go follow me over on my social medias. Or We Are Wrestling, which is the only way. You can check out the entire Big Event New York vlog. You can check all that out. The link's down in the description below. Also, I want to thank all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs and best ones that I got the opportunity to meet at the big event. This was the most times that I was ever stopped, which I got to meet about 15 of you guys, which is so awesome. Like, that is my highlight every time I go to a wrestling convention or an independent wrestling show or a Comic-Con, is when one of you guys stop me just to tell me that you appreciate the stuff that I make, the videos that I do, and it just means a lot to me. And it really just makes all of this absolutely worth it. So for that, like, thank you, seriously. But to all the best ones out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.